Beneath all the drama of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, there's a basic truth. We all know, everyone knows, that there are two peoples, Jews and Palestinians, and there are 14 million people and counting between the river and the sea, and they're not going anywhere, and that their fates are intertwined. Israelis and Palestinians are inextricably connected. Their peace, their rights, their safety, and their security are dependent on one another. The problem is that conversations about peace tend to ignore this basic and prosaic reality, and instead they make the conflict so much bigger. We talk about history and irreconcilable narratives, or about existential fears that set us against each other, or about maps that can't line up. The very conversations are exhausting, the emotions run so deep, and there's so much pain that's been built up over time that it's no surprise, after 30 years of failed peace processes, and especially after October 7th, many of us just don't want to engage the question. But I want conversations about peace to continue even during a war, not just about how to end this specific war, but to keep reminding ourselves of this basic responsibility to peacemaking. I'm not talking about messianic peacemaking, which imagines a totally different future than the present, or imperial peacemaking, where one side forces a new reality on the other. I want a conversation about peace that continually hammers the point of inextricability, a conversation that reminds us that there's a better outcome possible for everyone, better than the reality of now. I think it as Jews and Zionists who witnessed the ways that we could transform our history and destiny just a century ago, we could afford to spend a little more time than we currently do, not just worrying and fearing about the future, but recognizing we know basically what it can and should look like and inching ourselves towards it. So I know there are a lot of people who don't want to talk about peace right now, or about Palestinian statehood, or about any other version of the future. I know it's frightening to think about, and it might even feel disloyal in comparison to just supporting Israel. But I want us to ultimately recognize that there's never a good time, and that we don't have a choice. And then maybe to recognize that building a better future for both Israelis and Palestinians is the most Zionist thing that we can do.